Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. And in today's video, it's going to be a little work with me style video. So what I'm going to be doing is these are candles that Chris poured last night. There's also these candles back here. I'm going to start with our smaller candles and then work my way over here if I'm able to get to them. So what I'm going to be doing is just going through adding the warning label, trimming them, and then labeling them. So this is kind of the final stages of candle making over here. And what I thought I'd do is just kind of give you some updates, kind of go over, kind of a refresher on the products that we use for those of you that are new to the channel. I haven't done a video like this in quite a while, so I really just wanted to do an update. And I would love to also do an update on, making candles, how we make our candles, and just kind of maybe the way that we go about, the structure of it maybe. So just kind of going over first, I printed off these warning label stickers. So these are from Online Labels and they are 1.75 inches. I don't know why 1.75. I think that is the size that works best for these ones over here, the 13.5 ounce Cali jars. So these are from California Candle Supply. Both of these are from California Candle Supply. These are the 8 ounce matte black tins. And then these ones back here are the 13.5 ounce Cali jars. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on these. And actually before I warning label them, I'm just gonna remove all of these wick holders. And now I tried my best to get the best angle. I may move it down so you guys can see a little bit better because obviously you don't really have to see me in the video. I may actually just do that right now. Hold on, let me change it. All right, I may change up some of the angles, but at least you can pretty much see what I'm doing. So these are wick holders that we got made specifically for these tins. I'll have that Etsy shop link below, but I'll try to remember to put it on the screen since I would say that's probably one of the #1 questions I get all the time is where we get our wick holders, just because I feel like they're kind of, I don't know, I feel like they're kind of unique, different. You don't see them as much, but I don't know, they're, you can tell they're like the little 3D printed ones, but they've helped us so much with being able to hold the wicks in place and have it be uniform with all of the jars. Now I will say, and this is not the fault of the person who has the Etsy shop because it's really just a manufacturing issue. I don't know if anybody else has run into this before, but we've noticed that with the Cali jars is the diameter of them are slightly off. They're not always consistent. So a lot of times our wick holders actually don't fit very well on the actual Cali jars. So we kind of have to, I don't know, you'll probably see, let me look at them. Oh, you know what? It looks like all of these are actually fitting really well, but sometimes Chris has to kind of tilt them a certain way in order to actually get them to fit on there. So, and again, it's not the fault of the person who has the Etsy shop. It's really just an inconsistency in manufacturing, or maybe they have multiple suppliers. So there's an inconsistency there. Let me bring this up so you guys can see over here what I'm doing. I'm just right over here untwisting these. So these ones don't have it, but the Cali jars actually have a little hole on the sides of them. Again, these ones don't have it, but we actually don't use that because we prefer to twist it. The reason why we twist it is because it helps to keep the wicks really taut while pouring. I found that if we don't twist it or we don't twist it tight enough, then the wicks will tend to be a little, you know how they get droopy, and we don't want droopy wicks because if you have droopy wicks, then it's going to burn weird and it may drift off to the side and be closer to the side of the container, and we just don't want that. So I am making sure that I'm getting, and we just don't want that. So I'm just taking off all these wicks right now. That is probably the best thing to do, especially when you have a bulk amount of candles. If you only have a few candles that you're making, you don't necessarily have to do it in an assembly line like I'm doing, kind of the assembly line style to where you're doing one specific task and then you move on to the next task. because that really is the most efficient and fastest way to do it. So right now I have, what, I don't know, 40-ish candles on the table right now. So I'm just making sure I take all of those off. And actually there's this little container here I probably could put these on. There we go. Ready to go for next time. I'm just going to put those off to the side. Now, before I trim them, should I trim them first? Maybe I should trim them first. You know, I'll trim these first and then I'll warning label them. So actually I am meeting with somebody local who does email marketing for a living. I think that's what her business is. And I met her in a local bartering Facebook group. Now, if you guys have one of those where you are, I would highly recommend joining it. For the one that we have around here, it's a bartering group for female business owners in our surrounding cities. So it's just awesome. It really is so cool to have a community and a group of other women business owners. But the best thing is that it's a bartering group. So we barter our goods and services with each other. So that's how I got a content creator to come by and film content during our first candle making workshop. And now I am bartering candles for a business coach, essentially. And I also want to do another branding photo shoot. I haven't done my branding photo shoot in about 3 years, probably 3.5 years at this point. I can't remember. And I really just want to get new updated branding photos. I would love to figure out a way to get branding done where I can have candles in the picture, like me pouring candles. But as you know, this candle making room is so not friendly for photography. So I don't know if I just need to just do like a little mock setup somewhere, just bring some of the supplies. And honestly, this may sound so bad, but I feel like I could just use water in the picture. I feel like I could just use water and pour it into a jar and it would look like I'm pouring a candle, just from the photo wise. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out ways that I wouldn't have to bring melted wax somewhere. And I feel like I could just use water and it would be fine. So yeah, those are my ideas when it comes to the bartering group. I feel like there's probably more that I would be able to do and be able to benefit from. I'm also looking possibly into joining our local Chamber of Commerce. The people who own the woodworking place that we host our candle making workshops at, they are part of the Chamber of Commerce and they say it's awesome. I think it's like $400 a year. So, I mean, it's quite a lot. So I think that from the beginning when I first looked into it, I think that's why I never actually followed through with it, because it is quite a lot of money to be a part of. And that's just the lowest tier that they have. I think the highest tier is like $800 or $900 a year or something like that. So, I mean, it's quite an investment. Okay, so now that I have all of these trimmed, which, not gonna lie, probably one of my least favorite parts of this process, because the wicks, they have a little bit of a coating on them, so it gets kind of bunched up on the wick trimmers. And to be honest, I actually kind of like using scissors more than wick trimmers, actually, when I do bulk cutting of wicks. I just haven't done it in so long. So this is the part where I just go through and add the warning labels to the bottom of the candles. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy part. I've just been getting my hands more on the products recently, and I think it's helped me a lot with just feeling more connected to my business, because I feel like, you know, when I'm not touching the products at all, it can just kind of take away a lot of the creativity. And I'm really wanting to start, I haven't actually talked about this, and you guys are probably, I don't know, I feel like my OG followers know already how my mind works, with going back and forth on things that I say, like, oh, I'm not going to do that. And then a month later, I'm like, oh, no, I am going to do that. So I have always been interested in starting a subscription box, but it was always something that I'm like, I don't know if I am capable of doing that. And what I mean by that is that I am so not organized. I don't plan ahead very well. I love the idea of planning ahead, but actually planning ahead is very challenging for me. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do a subscription box where it's a new scent every month, I have to plan ahead for this. And so I was talking to Chris about it the last time we were working together, and we got excited for it. Actually, I need to ask him because we ordered some flush packaging boxes, and I just saw those. Okay, maybe I'll show you guys that real fast. So flush packaging, if you're not sure what they are, it just makes wrapping up packages so much easier. So it's just these boxes that don't require any extra tissue or anything like that. I got 3 samples. So I got these 3 sample size boxes. Let me just see what it looks like. Is this together? Do they put it together? Let's see. Oh, goes this way. Okay. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Okay. So let me get this out of the way so you can see it a little bit better. So here is the flush packaging, and that would be just putting the candle right in there and then closing the lid. And obviously, with it being a subscription box, I'd want to put like a little sticker right here, a card insert, just make it look obviously a little bit nicer. But when it comes to starting a subscription box, I've been doing so much research on it and just trying to get more information on what exactly I need to be doing and thinking about. And there's just a lot that goes into it that doesn't have to do with just the way that the box itself looks. All right, so I realized I wasn't recording during the first little part of that, but I went through and I printed out all of these labels for all the candles that are over here. And now I'm just going through and labeling all of them. And again, like I said before, these candles are so easy to label. They're so fun to label, and you don't really make too much of a mistake. Like the 13.5 ounce Cali jars, those ones, you can definitely make a mistake on those ones. And we try our best to be as straight and even as possible, but because they're a little bit tapered, it can be a little challenging. But these are pretty easy to get right on the nose pretty much every time. But I think I was also talking about my subscription box that I'm wanting to create. So I'm hoping to get this up and running in January. And by hoping, I actually want to change my phrasing to I'm going to get it up and running in January. I feel like I use phrases like that almost gives me permission to not do it if I don't do it. Do you guys do the same thing? I'm catching myself on that now. I'm trying to use very specific language instead of, oh, I'll try, or maybe I'll do this, or, you know, I'm going to give it my best shot to do this. Like, I want to do it. It's something that I want to do and figure out and just launch in any way that I can, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not exactly how I would want my boxes to look moving forward in the future. I think that launching and actually doing it, taking action on it, is so much more important than getting it perfect the first time that you launch. So for those of you that need to hear that, if you are waiting to actually launch your candle business, just your candle business, not even a subscription box or anything separate, if you're just waiting for the perfect time, quote unquote, for your candle business, then I really, really want you to take a step back and ask yourself, do you feel like you are almost using it as an excuse because you're so nervous about it, and you're just saying, okay, well, I'm just waiting on these things to come in, or I'm waiting on this in order to launch and all that kind of stuff. You really need to ask yourself that, because I got to ask myself that all the time too. I have thought about doing a subscription box for quite a while now, but I just thought, okay, you know, my brain and everything else we have going on, and I don't want to add on more things. But honestly, the whole model of a subscription box is so appealing to me, especially at this point in business and our lives and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I'm just thinking that it's something that is going to be well worth it to put the energy into. So that is my goal over the next month. I am wanting by the end of this month, so today is November 4th, and my goal is by the end of the month to have 6 months of the box planned out, at least January, definitely, but I'm telling myself to have plans and know what I'm wanting to do for those first 6 months. At first I said a year, and after talking with Chris, I'm like, okay, well, at least if I can do 6 months, you know, because there might be new scents or things that come out and I might want to change things. And so, you know, I'm just trying to make it to where I really follow through with the plans that I have created. But I'm really excited about it, and I think, again, it's a really good opportunity to grow the brand and be able to offer something to my customers. I mean, it's not about me trying to sell something. I'm wanting to bring value with it. I think that there is value in somebody creating candles that you already love, because the people that purchase from me, they already love the candles, but creating products and creating a curated candle for every month, every season of that month. You know what I mean by that, like the season that that month is in. So, you know, January will be more of a winter candle, and being able to provide that to my customers, I just feel like there is a lot of value in that. So Chris just told me that he is on the way home with our son, and our son is not very happy right now. I swear the second round of teething has been a little rough, you guys. It definitely has. So I'm just gonna finish up all these candles, just the 6 ounce over here on the table before he gets home. And hopefully it won't be too bad. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Please let me know in the comment section below if you like this style of video of me just kind of updating you, talking about certain things and doing all the prep for the candles, because this is actually a really good way for me to work and also film content at the same time. Again, like I used to do in the past all the time. I just like having my hand on the candles again. I feel like I'm not so much a stranger in this room. I can't lie, I've been a little bit of a stranger in this room. So it's really nice. But with that, I will see you in the next one.